Living alone after age 70 is an experience both liberating and cherished. You are no longer disturbed by noise, do not have to work around anyone else's schedule, and can freely eat what you like, watch the show you want, and wake up at the time that suits you best. But that freedom also comes with a serious consideration, and that is your safety. Just one slip in the bathroom, an emergency call no one hears, or a stranger ringing the doorbell at dusk could also put you in a dangerous situation with no one nearby to help in time. I once heard Mrs. Joanne, 77 years old, say during a community meeting, "I love my little house, but I also know that I need to be better prepared if I want to continue living here alone." That sentence sounds so gentle, but it holds a quiet, proactive wisdom that every senior should have. The truth is, the more independently you live, the more you need to build quiet safeguards around you. Not to live in fear, but to live with peace of mind. Common risks like falls, gas leaks, a phone out of reach, or contact with strangers can all be prevented if you prepare in advance. In this video, I will share with you 6 simple but extremely important tips to help older adults living alone stay safe. These methods are not complicated, not expensive, but if you apply them today, you will feel more at ease every time you go to sleep or when you are home alone in the evening. If you find this content helpful, please drop a 1 in the comments so I know you are with me. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, I invite you to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a video that helps you live longer, healthier, and more peacefully every day. Now let's begin with the simplest yet most effective step to prevent risks early on. That is installing an alarm system and security cameras in your home. Tip number 1, install an alarm system and cameras. When you live alone, your house is not just a place to live. It is where you need to feel completely safe day and night. And one of the first important steps to achieving that sense of security is simply installing an alarm system and security cameras in your home. Many older adults think, "I live in a quiet area, surrounded by good neighbors, nothing will happen." But the unfortunate truth is, the quietest places can become the easiest targets for criminals. Moreover, risk does not just come from outside, but also from within. Fires, gas leaks, break-ins in the middle of the night can all happen without you being able to react if there is no warning system to help. I still remember Mr. Henry, 81 years old, who lived alone in a small house in the suburbs of San Jose. One winter night, a stranger knocked on the door, claiming to be a utility worker, saying he needed to do a surprise inspection. He was about to open the door, but thankfully his video doorbell showed the person's image on his phone. He realized this person was not wearing an official uniform and immediately pressed the remote alarm button. A few minutes later, neighbors ran over, and the stranger had vanished. He said, "I do not know what would have happened if I did not have that camera." Today's security devices have become very easy to use, even for older adults. You can install cameras at the front door, windows, and hidden spots like the backyard or balcony. Many systems also have alarms, flashing lights, and connect directly to your phone, so you can see who is at the door without stepping outside. Some types even have an automatic calling feature for relatives or emergency services if there are signs of danger. The initial installation cost is not too high, and you do not need to understand all the technology to use it. Just ask your children or relatives to help with the initial setup. After that, all operations are simple. Watch, press, or receive notifications. And in return, you get peace of mind every day, knowing who is coming, knowing what is happening around your home, and knowing you always have a second pair of eyes watching over you while you are sleeping. Installing an alarm system and cameras is not because you are afraid, but because you care about yourself enough to be proactive. You have spent your whole life taking care of others. Now is the time you take care of yourself, with intelligence and foresight. And after you have created an outer layer of protection, the next thing you need is a constant companion to stay in touch and call for help in any situation. A mobile phone always by your side. Tip number 2, keep a mobile phone always by your side. If there is one single thing you should always carry with you every day, it is not your wallet, not your keys, but your mobile phone. Because in any emergency situation, a fall, a heart attack, dizziness, a stranger appearing, just one press of a button on your phone and you can call for help immediately. Many older adults have a phone, but leave it in the living room, on the kitchen counter, or in a coat pocket hanging in the closet. Some think, I rarely use it, only for my kids to call and check in. But you cannot know where an accident will happen, maybe in the bathroom, in the garden, or while you are watching TV. And just once not reaching the phone in time, the consequences could become very serious. I once heard Mrs. Ellen, 83 years old, share an unforgettable story. One afternoon, she slipped in the kitchen. Her knee was in sharp pain. She could not get up. The phone was all the way in the bedroom. She lay waiting for over an hour until a neighbor noticed the kitchen light was still on and came over to check. Afterward, her daughter bought her a small phone lanyard, and since then, she has not been a step away from med. I never let myself be alone without being able to call someone, she said. Today, there are many ways to keep a phone conveniently with you. You can wear a neck strap, attach a leather case to your belt, or use a small pouch inside a light jacket. If you are afraid of dropping it, choose a phone with an emergency call function with just one button press. Some types even automatically send your location to relatives in case of an incident. And just as importantly, keep a directory of relatives, doctors, and trusted neighbors in your speed dial section. You can also set up an emergency contact function, so if someone finds you in an emergency, they know who to call first. Get into the habit of checking your phone's battery every night, keeping it near where you sleep, and always carrying it with you when moving around the house, even if it is just to water the plants in the garden or take a walk around the neighborhood. The mobile phone, if used correctly, is not just a communication tool. It is your lifeline to safety. It is a single button, but it could be a lifesaver. And after ensuring communication at all times, the next thing you need to do is protect yourself in the place where accidents are most likely to happen in the house. That is the bathroom. Tip number 3, use assistive devices in the bathroom. Of all the rooms in the house, the most dangerous place is not the backyard or the stairs, but the bathroom. That place looks clean, peaceful, but just a small puddle of water, one slip of the hand when standing up, or a slightly hurried step could also cause you to fall, and the consequences can last for months or even a lifetime. Statistics show that the majority of serious falls in people over 70 occur in the bathroom. And the sad thing is that many cases could have been prevented with just a few small assistive devices that anyone can install. I once talked with Mr. Harold, 80 years old, after he was hospitalized for a broken hip when he slipped while stepping out of the bathtub. He said, I got complacent, thinking I was still strong. But just for a second, my foot slipped. My head hit the edge of the sink. After that incident, he installed a grab bar next to the toilet, a non-slip mat in the bathtub, and replaced the plastic curtain with an easy-to-open sliding glass door. Now I no longer feel anxious every time I take a shower, he laughed. You do not need to renovate the entire bathroom. Just a few small changes can make a very big difference. The assistive devices you should have include grab bars securely attached to the wall near the toilet and bathtub, a shower chair so you do not have to stand for long under the water, a non-slip rubber mat placed on the shower floor and in front of the sink, motion sensor lights or a night light, helping you see clearly if you need to use the bathroom late at night. If you are worried about the cost, know that many states in America have programs to support home safety devices for older adults. You can also consult your doctor or a social worker for advice suitable for your health condition. No one wants to feel frail, but installing these supports is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. You are not letting a single fall dictate the rest of your life. And after you have protected the most at-risk place in your home, the next step will help you have more peace of mind. That is creating a network of trusted people around you. Tip number 4, let a relative or a trusted neighbor know. Living alone does not mean living in isolation. On the contrary, to live safely and with peace of mind at this age, you need at least a few people around you who know who you are, where you live, and most importantly, know when to step in to help you. Many older adults hesitate to bother people, to ask for help, or simply think, I am still healthy, why does anyone need to pay attention? But the truth is, just one unexpected situation, like losing contact, a light not on all night, or the front door not opening in the morning. If no one thinks to check, you could be in silent danger without anyone knowing. I once heard Mrs. Diana, 76 years old, share at a neighborhood meeting. I have lived alone for nearly 20 years, but after my blood pressure dropped and I did not answer the phone for 6 hours, I realized I needed someone who knows I live here. From then on, she asked her next-door neighbor, Mr. Tom, just to call and check if he did not see her window blinds open each morning. Not long after, she also set a reminder clock to call her daughter every evening. I do not feel monitored, she said. I feel looked after. You do not need many people, just a few trusted ones. It could be a child, grandchild, a longtime neighbor, or a close friend who lives nearby. Simple things like leaving a spare key, sharing an emergency phone number, sending your medical appointment schedule, or letting them know when you are away for a few days are all small actions that help you be seen every day. Remember, no one can support you if they do not know you need help. And an older person living alone, no matter how independent, still needs a small circle so they do not get lost in this modern world. You can start with a call today. I would like to ask you to keep an eye out for me. If you see no activity at my house for a few days, please call me or my child at this number. Just that, but it could be what helps you get discovered in time in situations where every second counts. And when you have a silent support system, the next step is to take care of the very house where you live every day. Let us talk about periodically checking the electrical and gas systems, a small and incredibly important tip. If you are still with me and find these shares useful, drop a 4 in the comments to let me know. And if you are not yet subscribed, I really hope you will consider hitting that follow button and ringing the bell to not miss new videos. Your support helps us continue creating more useful and inspiring content. Tip number 5, periodically check your electrical and gas systems. There are hidden dangers in the home that are not noisy, not immediately obvious, but just one occurrence and the consequences can be devastating. Your electrical and gas systems are just like that. They serve you every day, operating silently. But if there is a problem, a short circuit, a gas leak, a small spark behind the wall, it only takes a few seconds to become a fire or poisoning. Older adults living alone often do not pay attention to periodically checking the systems in the house. You may have lived here for 10 years, 20 years, and everything seems to be fine. But like an old car, the longer it is used, the more it needs regular checks. And as you age, your reflexes slow down, the time to handle an emergency becomes shorter, meaning you should not wait until you smell something burning or a light flickers to act. I remember Mr. Larry, 79 years old, who lived alone in a house built in the 60s. One winter night, he turned on the gas heater as usual, but he did not know that the gas valve was old, leaking slightly for weeks. Fortunately, his neighbor, a retired electrician, smelled something strange when he came to visit and promptly shut off the entire system. I thought I was imagining the smell, Mr. Larry recounted. If no one had checked, I do not know if I would still be sitting here to tell the tale. You do not need to check every wire or gas pipe yourself. What you need is to schedule an appointment with a reliable professional, at least once a year. They will help you check the wiring system in the walls, hot outlets, switches, gas leaks, heaters, water heaters, all the things that seem invisible but are extremely essential. In addition, consider installing smoke detectors and gas leak detectors, the kind with loud sounds and flashing lights placed in the kitchen and hallway. These are the silent guardians that can save your life while you are sleeping. Also, do not forget the small but important things. Do not plug too many devices into the same outlet. Do not use old, worn extension cords. Do not leave towels or curtains near the gas stove. Every small detail you change today could be the reason you avoid a serious situation tomorrow. You cannot control everything, but you can proactively check the things you live with every day. Safety is not something that comes naturally. It is something you create by caring for your home. And finally, when you have taken care of everything from the inside out, there is one more thing that seems small but is incredibly essential. Avoid opening the door to strangers. Let us talk about the final tip: how to protect your peace right from your doorstep. Tip number 6, Avoid opening the door to strangers. The front door for someone living alone is not just an entrance and exit. It is the line between your peaceful sanctuary and potential risks. And sometimes the most dangerous thing is not a knock on the door at night, but the simple mistake of opening the door to someone you do not know. You may be used to opening the door to strangers, people handing out flyers, maintenance workers, people claiming to be from the power company, water company. They speak quickly, with a friendly voice, wearing a shirt with a logo. But did you know that many thefts and scams targeting the elderly begin with a smile at the door? I once heard the story of Mrs. Lorraine, 81 years old, in a small town in Florida. One afternoon, someone knocked on the door saying they came to do a free water leak check required by the city. She hesitated but still opened the door. The man entered, pretended to check the faucet, then told her to go upstairs to get a towel. When she returned, the wallet in the drawer near the door was gone. It was not until evening that she realized what had just happened. "I did not think people could do that to an old woman," she said. "But now I know they can." The important thing to remember is, if someone is truly on an official mission, they will never force you to open the door immediately. And you have the right, even the responsibility to yourself, to refuse, ask questions, verify by phone, or ask them to come back after you have checked their identity. You can do that more easily with a few simple steps. Install a video doorbell so you can see clearly who is standing outside. Never open the door completely if you do not know who the person is. Always speak through the closed door or security latch. "Please wait, I need to verify this information." Call your children, a neighbor, or the official company to check. If you feel uneasy, do not hesitate to call the local police, even just to ask. Your caution does not inconvenience anyone, but it will help you avoid unfortunate situations. Remember, you are not being rude by not opening the door. You are just putting your safety first. And in today's world, that is wiser than ever before. You have come a long way to have this independence. Do not let a moment of misplaced trust make you lose it. Every door you keep closed at the right time is another time you extend your longevity and peace of mind for yourself. We have just gone through 6 simple yet essential tips to help older adults living alone stay safe. From installing an alarm system and cameras, keeping a phone with you, installing assistive devices in the bathroom, letting a relative or trusted neighbor know, to periodically checking your electrical and gas systems and avoiding opening the door to strangers. These things may seem small, but they are the very foundation that helps you live an independent old age without being lonely, proactive without being anxious. Perhaps you have thought before, "I am still healthy, I do not need to worry yet." But in fact, it is today's healthy and active seniors who must prepare carefully for tomorrow. Because an incident that happens at age 75 could take you 6 months to recover from, while just one small change today could help you avoid it completely. The great thing is, you do not need to do everything at once. Just choose one thing to start with it today. Maybe it is moving your phone closer to your bed. Maybe it is calling a technician to check the bin, or simply writing down the name of a neighbor you can trust and messaging them, "If you do not see me outside for a few days, please remember to call." You have lived your whole life to care for others. Now is the time you take care of yourself with kindness and proactivity. By doing so, you will not just live longer, you will live with greater peace of mind in your very own familiar home. If anything today made you realize you need to do something differently, please share in the comments below. We love hearing your stories, because you yourself could be the one to inspire someone else who is also living alone and does not know where to begin. And if you found this video useful, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. That not only helps the channel grow, but also helps spread these gentle yet necessary reminders to many other older adults. Thank you for listening to the end. I wish you a safe, steady, and fulfilling day every day. I will see you in the next video.